What's cracking, Silverback Nation? It's Tuesday, January 16th, and you are in the jungle. Coming to you from blizzard-bound Western New York. We got close to 3 feet of snow, but we're loving it. We're snowed in. We got another one coming that allows me all the snuggy, cozy comfort time I need to sit back with some Bloody Mary, some hot cocoa, some hot coffee, some white wine. Sauvignon Blanc is my poison, and cook up the best bets for you guys. Now, 1 and 2 yesterday on the season now, 136 and 106, 30 games above 500. We're plus 12.52 units. Now, we're going to talk about unit size for a second here before we get into today's plays. We got 4 plays. Not that kind of unit size, you dirty birdies. We're talking bankroll management here. And if you do know what unit size is, and this is going to bore you, go ahead and fast forward another minute or so. But it's important that bettors in the jungle know what it means when we talk unit size, because we're going to do a lot of that today in this video with these bets. We have 3 different unit size plays. So unit size is just a bankroll management term that helps us all speak the same language. So my typical bet, my ordinary bet, if I bet something I like it, is $100. That's my unit size. If I love something, I put 2 units on that. That means it's a $200 bet. If I say a half unit on something, that's $50 for me. So if you're a $10 bettor, and I say, guys, let's put 1 unit on this, you put $10 on it. If I say half unit, that's $5. If I say 2 units, that's $20. That's how unit size works. So we can all monitor and track our wins and losses the same way. All right, so we had a couple different plays like that today. Now, there's only 3 games on the slate, but in my recent memory, I can't think of a slate with only 3 games with such juicy action. All these games are good. I have 4 plays, 2 in 2 different games. The middle game, the Kings Suns, we're going to leave that alone today. I need to see a little more time with Beal, Durant, and Booker on the court at the same time, because it's kind of like with those guys, it's kind of like Kobe White, Levine until he gets traded, and DeRozan. You're throwing a dart at who's going over their line, and the other 2 are going under their line ordinarily, and I want to stay away from that. Also, the Kings are kind of iffy lately. De'Aaron Fox isn't himself. There's no lines on Malik Monk, which I find interesting, and no injury designation. They don't know what to do with him. You can go double-double on Sabonis. That doesn't pay much. If I had to bet that game, I would take the Suns minus the points, minus the 5.5, if I had to. I'm not going to, but if you're looking for something there, that's what I recommend. I think the Suns are going to beat them pretty good. So first game today on TNT, and it's a doozy. We have Joel Embiid and the Sixers going up against Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. MVP candidate versus MVP candidate, although I think that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a front runner at the moment. Now, this game's in Philadelphia. Both teams coming off a back-to-back. Joel Embiid rarely plays in back-to-backs, and I think his minutes might be limited here. Nick Nurse is known to play his starters into the ground, did it in Toronto, does it in Philly. Embiid is different. And as I look around the world of sports handicapping today, everybody and their mother is on Embiid, either 30-plus points or 33.5 points. And I'm not saying that's a bad play. And I know that Joker and Embiid are going to want to go at each other. That's a given. They're going to want to prove to one another who the dominant big man is. Lucy's excited for this game. You can hear in the background. So Embiid I want to stay away from. Again, he could go off for 40. I don't think he's going to get the minutes to go over his line today. I know he plays. And maybe 28, 32 minutes. I don't think that's going to be enough today against Denver to go over his line. Staying with the Philly side of it, Tobias Harris's line is too high, in my opinion. I want Tyrese Maxey. I want him 25-plus points. Over 24.5, it's listed on some books. FanDuel over 24.5. DraftKings over 24.5, 25-plus in some. He was in a funk for a little bit. Has come back to the Maxey that we know. And I think he's going to show out in this primetime game. Averaging 27 points a game over his last 5. Over in 4 of his last 5. I like this game for him today. Tyrese Maxey, 25-plus points. Staying with that game on the other side of the ball. I love Aaron Gordon most games. I think the line's a little too high. The books have adjusted a little bit. 20 points last game. His point line now is around 16.5. A little too high for him. Michael Porter Jr. is a little bit hot and cold. I don't bet him often. I only bet him when he's at home. This game's in Philadelphia. I look to the Joker, Nikola Jokic. And on the season, he's averaging 11.8 rebounds a game, 9.3 assists a game. He always gets at least 10 points. We know that. But his triple-double line is sitting at plus 190. Plus 190. The books for this game have him, and again, we don't have to worry about him getting 10 points. The books have his rebound line today at 11.5 and his assist line at 8.5. Again, in a game against against Embiid, where he feels robbed of last year's MVP, the Joker does. In a game that is going to be my big man against your big man, let's bang it out and see what happens. It's not a stretch to take the Joker triple-double for plus 190 half-unit play. So that's what we're going to do today. It was a one-unit play on Maxey, 25-plus points. It's a half-unit play on Joker triple-double for plus 190. So I'm betting $50 on that. I love this play today. Staying away from the second game, like we said. We go to the Clippers and Oklahoma City Thunder. Oklahoma City coming off a back-to-back, staying in Los Angeles, not traveling, played the Lakers last night. And man, did the Lakers do a job on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander last night. They beat him up. They double-teamed him in a way that he hasn't seen all season. It was very interesting to watch, and I think a lot of teams are going to copy that, take that beta. SGA, I don't think is going to play tonight. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. If he does play, I don't think he's going to play his full minute load. He was questionable going into last night's game. He had a bad knee. You could see him limping in that game too. He's banged up. I don't think he's going to play today. If he does, he's not going to be his normal self. He's not going to play his full minutes. He's not going to take his normal shots, one of his normal usage. I think Chet Holmgren will have a good game. I think his line's a little bit too high. There's a line that I love here, however, and that's Jalen Williams, over 21.5 points and assists. The way that this team works is that when SGA isn't shooting, Jay Will is. When SGA is getting double-teamed, and I don't know who's going to be on SGA tonight if he plays. Maybe Paul George, maybe Terrence Mann. Terrence Mann can do as good a job as anyone. They won't play zone. They might run some doubles on him. And I think it's going to be a problem. I think the Clippers watched that game last night, but I think that's going to free up Jalen Williams. And I really like this line for him. He's over 21.5 points and assists, 6 of his last 7 games, 8 of his last 10. When SGA does play and shooting, Jay Will's out there with the second unit and he's shooting. When SGA is getting his shots, it's Jay Will who's dishing to him. So no matter what, Jalen Williams will be the man facilitating and or shooting tonight for Oklahoma City Thunder. I love this play for a unit. Over 21.5 points and assists. When I was watching the Lakers game last night in Oklahoma City Thunder, I was looking to today's games. I'm always looking ahead because you look in the windshield, not the rearview mirror, when you're a capper, when you're a bettor. And I just see no way. I saw no way last night that on a back-to-back, getting the shit beat out of him last night, like the Lakers did, that Oklahoma City is going to be able to handle a tough Clippers team today. So I took the Clippers money line for 2 units. It was opened up at minus 4.5. So I got it for like minus 190, I think. I put 2 units on it, $200. And the line has moved in our favor my favor, because I put the bet in early last night. I texted a few people in the jungle and let them know, and they did the same thing. But I still recommend that. I recommend 2 units. It's moved a little bit, so you're laying a lot of juice. But Clippers money line, I think, is a lock today. Put 2 units on that. So we got our 4 bets. Tyrese Maxey, 25-plus points. Joker, triple-double, half unit. Jay Will, Oklahoma City Thunder, over 21.5 points and assists, half unit. Full unit. And 2 units on the Clippers money line. Have a great day, Silverback Nation. Email me, silverbackbettingandconsulting@gmail.com if you want anything customized, any kind of picks, parlays, singles, anything you want. Let me know. I will get it out to you within an hour after you send me a request. Yesterday, you can do in-games too. I had a client reach out to me yesterday, emailed me. I said, do you have anything in-game for me? Anything in-game that I could lay something on, lay $100 on? This guy's similar unit size to me. And I looked around. I spent about 20 minutes, and I saw that the Heat and the Nets were in the second quarter. Heat were down 15 points. And the money line was like, plus 350. Plus 380, something like that. So I said, put the 100 on the Heat money line, and he put $100 on it. Paid out $500. Won $400 on that. So you can do that too. Silverback betting and consulting @gmail.com. Have a great day, nation. I'll see you tomorrow a little bit richer.